ISO 9001 is the most widely used quality standard in the world. Over 1 million certificates issued.
And yet, ask 10 people what it actually is, and you'll get 10 answers. Most of them wrong. So let's fix that. Walk with me. First, what ISO 9001 is not. It's not a rule book that tells you how to make your product. It applies whether you machine aluminum, fabricate equipment, or bottle motor oil. It won't tell you what tolerance to hold, which alloy to use, or how to set up your machine.
What it cares about is quieter and more important. Do you have a reliable, repeatable system for consistently delivering products that meet customer requirements and any legal or regulatory requirements that apply? That's the core of it. ISO 9001 is a standard for your quality management system. The way your operation controls the work that affects quality, not a product specification for the parts coming off the line.
Here's the shorthand. Say what you do what you say, prove it, and improve it. Define how the important work is controlled. Run it that way. Keep the evidence, then learn from the results. The rest of the standard explains what that system needs to cover. Why does this matter? Because your customers, especially in aerospace, oil and gas, defense, construction, and equipment manufacturing, are betting their product, project, or reputation on yours. They can't personally verify every decision and every step behind every part or piece of equipment you send. So they need confidence that your system can consistently meet requirements. That the good part you shipped last year and the one you ship next month both came out of a controlled process, even as the people, machines, suppliers, and orders changed. That's the first big idea, the process approach. ISO 9001 asks you to see your business not as a pile of tasks, but as connected processes. Something comes in, work happens, something goes out, and the output of one step becomes the input of the next. Sales hands off to planning, planning to purchasing and production, production to inspection, inspection to shipping. Customer feedback comes back into the system. When you understand your processes, you can control and measure them. When you can control and measure them, you can improve them and rely more consistently on the results. Second big idea, and this one kills a myth, risk-based thinking. People assume ISO 9001 means documenting everything, inspecting everything, and drowning in paperwork. It doesn't. It asks you to think ahead. What could go wrong? What opportunities could improve the result? And what matters enough to act on? You scale the controls to the risk. A critical fastener on a lifting assembly gets attention. The color of the break room mugs does not. Third idea, documented information, the one people dread because they picture binders. But documentation doesn't have to mean shelves of dusty manuals. It has two jobs. Give people the current information they need to do the work, and keep evidence that the important controls and results actually happened. Who did the work, against which version, and with what result? Not paper for paper's sake, a controlled trail that says, this is real. Underneath all of it sits 7 principles. You don't need to memorize them, but you should feel them. Customer focus. Everything points back to what the customer needs. Leadership. Quality starts at the top, or it doesn't start. Engagement of people. The folks doing the work understand their role and contribute to quality. The process approach. We just covered that one. Improvement. You're never quite done. Evidence-based decisions. Facts and data, not guesswork. And relationship management. Your suppliers and other key partners are part of your quality too. Now, the part that frustrates everyone. Why does the standard feel so broad? Why does it keep saying the organization shall determine instead of just telling you what to do? That flexibility is deliberate. The same standard has to fit a 5-person machine shop and a global hospital network. So it usually tells you what outcome to achieve and leaves the method to you. It's not a recipe. It's a framework. The broad wording isn't a flaw. It's the flexibility that lets you build the system around your shop instead of someone else's. A few places people trip. First, a company can use ISO 9001 without getting certified, although a customer, bid, or contract may require certification. ISO itself does not certify companies. Independent certification bodies do. And certification does not guarantee a perfect product or certify each individual product. It provides independent confirmation that your quality management system has been audited and found to conform to ISO 9001 within the certified scope. Auditors aren't hunting for a company with 0 problems. They want objective evidence that the system meets the requirements, works in practice, and deals effectively with problems. And when something does go wrong, first control it and correct it. Then evaluate whether action is needed to address the cause so it doesn't recur or happen somewhere else. That learning loop is a major part of continual improvement. It isn't a slogan, it's the engine. So that's ISO 9001. Not a rule book for your product, a framework for your system. Say what you do what you say, prove it, and improve it.
The concept is simple. One of the hardest parts has always been keeping the evidence current, connected, and easy to find as the work happens, which is exactly where good software can help. The software isn't the QMS, and it won't run the system for you, but it can make the system much easier to maintain.
Understand the idea first. Everything else follows from that.